Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be one of those videos where I will explain something using GNU Radio Companion. And in this video, we're going to actually look at PSK demodulation and modulation, at QPSK actually, QPSK modulation and demodulation, and how simple and easy it is using GNU Radio Companion to actually modulate your signal based on quadrature phase shift keying, which is one of the key modulation technique that generally used in digital communication system. And we're going to look at this PSK under Additive White Gaussian Noise. That's why I have a noise source. So let me walk you through with the flow graph. I will surely upload this on my GitHub repository as well, so you guys can download this. I think this is probably the easiest way you can make a PSK or QPSK based demodulator, modulator and demodulator. Okay, so we have a random source. Definitely you gotta have a random source. The random source is actually going from 0 to 4 because I need 4 points, 4 different points. So basically this is sort of acting as your modulating signal. That's what it is. And then this is going into a block. Of course, this is in terms of byte. So we have 4 bytes coming out of it. You gotta have chunk to symbol block. What this chunk to symbol block basically does, it will map those 4 points which are coming out onto a different plotting area. So for example, if you know something about complex numbers, we have something called in phase and quadrature. So these points represent 1 plus 1 on your constellation map. So you're going positive 1 on your in phase, and then you're going a positive 1 on your quadrature. I'll explain this one. I run this simulation. Then 1 minus 1, minus 1 plus 1, minus 1 minus 1. So these are actually going to be the mapping of those 4 points on a constellation diagram. So if you think of it like a circle, or if you think of it like a square, so you're going positive 1 here and then positive 1 here. So 1 point will be located here, then you're going negative 1 here, and then you're going positive 1 here. 1 point will be located here, then you're going negative 1 and then positive 1. This is 1 point, and then negative 1 and negative 1. This is going to be another point. So based on that, you will have 4 points, which means 4 different states, which means you gotta have 2 raised to 2 bits representing those. That's why we use chunk to symbol block. So so if you were to look at it, the output of this, I am taking this into a constellation block. So just remember this, and I'm calling this constellation block as being an after modulator. So this signal is already being modulated, already been mapped in terms of your constellation points. And also before that, this random source is also going into a block called uchar to float. Basically what it does, whatever the byte that is coming in, because this thing has byte, so this color scheme is actually representing byte. This will actually convert byte into float, so I can visualize this on my GUI sink or my frequency sink and things like that. So it's basically a mapping to map your bytes into a floating point, so I can visualize this using my instrumentation. That's all it's doing, nothing else. It's just basically a conversion block. So this is going in, so we will see that before modulator, just the random source signal which is coming out from the random source. And of course I said this, we're visualizing this in a additive white Gaussian noise. For that purpose, I'm using a noise source, which is nothing but a Gaussian noise source. You can change different type of sources: uniform, Gaussian, Laplacian, and impulse. Since we're doing AWGN, so I'm just going to choose this to be Gaussian. Plus I am controlling this amplitude by a variable called noise amplitude, and which is being controlled here by this amplitude. I have a noise that is going from 0 to 1 in an increment of 0.001, and we have a default value of 0.01. So after this, once this is how it's simple it is. This is here already have you modulated your signal using QPSK just for visualization purposes. So now I'm using an additive white Gaussian noise. So I have a noise which is Gaussian. I'm using an add block for additive white. And then after this, this is going in. So think of it this as being already a modulator right here on the left hand side. On your right hand side, I'm using a PSK demodulator block. Just simply Google it, go to Command F, PSK, just simply bring this block in. And all the values, I haven't changed a single value on this. All the values are exactly the same. I haven't changed a single thing. Just leave this as is and you're good to go. So I'm going to delete this block for you. So the output of this additive white Gaussian noise is going to a PSK demodulator, Definitely, the output is in terms of bytes. You need to convert that into a float block. That's why you need UChart to float block. And I can visualize this signal on my time domain. Also, my modulated signal is also being visualized here as well, using a constellation block as well. So after I add noise into my signal, what will happen to my modulated signal? How bad those points will get corrupted? So having understand this basic flow graph, let's run the simulation and let's see what's going on. So after I play the simulation, so look at this. So I will get a different type of instrumentation. I will get two GUI time sync, two of these constellation blocks, and we will see what it is. Just give me a minute why this simulation is not running. Hold on a second. All right. So let me stop this. Let me see, do I have, okay. So let me run this simulation real quick. It's executing it, and here we go. So this is the random source signal before modulator. So let me just zoom in on it so you guys can see it clearly. All right, this is what's coming out from here, from this random source before it gets modulated. So this is that time sync block right here. So this is what those random signals which are coming out. All right, and let's look at the constellation block as well. So this is after modulator, after your things has been modulated, which means you have already modulated your signal. It went to a chunk to symbol block. So after modulation, you'll get 4 points. Now this is what I was explaining. So if you think of it as 0 being your center, so this is going to be positive 1, positive 1, positive 1, negative 1. That's why you have negative 1, negative 1, and then you have negative 1 and positive 1. So these are the 4 points which are based on these chunk to symbol based on your symbol table. So this is what you're seeing after your modulator. This is what that constellation diagram looks like. Now, if you go here after demodulation, which is this, after this thing has been demodulated, after UChart to float, this is what my signals look like. So let's quickly look at my signal. This should look exactly the same thing as what is being modulated. I'm going to lower my noise so you guys can see that clearly, that indeed this is exactly what I'm seeing. So this is what my output should look like. And after, let me just go in here because I have a default noise. Let me just minimize this noise to be 0. So this is what it looks like. All right, so this is after demodulation, after PSK demodulation. This is that GUI time sync block. And this is the constellation diagram after demodulation. Now, here's the thing. This is before we modulated the signal. Now, let me include this. Let me include the noise source. Let me start introducing noise. Now, let's see what happens. You see these noise start getting corrupted. And the noise, when the noise increases so much that you can hardly make out of anything from the source itself, from this itself. That's where you would see, that's why the closer these points are going to be. So in higher modulation scheme, these points gets very close and close. And just a little bit of noise can actually corrupt these points and you won't be able to see it. That's why on higher modulation schemes, we get higher data rates, but we get in terms of low range, which means that multipath fading will have a higher effect on it, because these symbols start getting corrupted when the noise gets introduced into my system. So that's what I wanted to show you in this particular flow graph, or in this PSK, how easy it is to actually modulate and demodulate your signal using QPSK, PSK, phase shift keying, and then the variant of phase shift keying. If you guys have any questions, just leave it in a comment section. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.